guys, it's Mark Gilliard again for AIM Country Music Television. My guest today has been here multiple times, and he's becoming a favorite around here. Nashville's own Jet Jurgensmeyer. He's an actor. He was a regular as Boyd on Last Man Standing. He appeared on Blackish and Grownish. He's voiced several characters for Disney and Nickelodeon, and he's acted alongside Bradley Cooper, Jason Bateman, and Anthony Anderson. Jet was raised in a musical family, so he's been involved in music his entire life. We had to schedule this interview around his college class schedule because in addition to being a full-time entertainer, he's also a full-time student at Belmont University in Nashville, studying pre-law and music business. He's found time to work on something, so thank him when you see him. He's stopping by today to talk about his newest release, Midwest Sunset. So let's get him in here right now to talk about what might just be your new favorite song. Jet, welcome back to the program.
I'm so glad to be back. We've been doing this for quite a few years now.
We have. It's becoming a habit, and at least this is a good habit.
Absolutely.
How have you been getting along since our last visit? You were here talking about your song Falling To. Since we talked, you released All I Need and Coffee Bar, Good Days, and Found You. How are these doing for you? They sound great.
They're doing awesome. Kind of everything that I didn't expect to happen, honestly, because we're all our own worst critic. And so I'm always nervous putting something new out there. You know, we put the album out back in July of last year. We put Found You out, Midwest Sunset at the start of this year, and Found You and Midwest Sunset are a part of an acoustic EP that I'm currently working on and finishing up. So I mean, it's all nerve-wracking, and so every time you put something new out, it's a little bit more stressful than you probably like it to be. But they've been doing super well, and I can't believe the support that they've had from everybody.
That's fantastic. Yeah, it's always tough because you're so proud and so happy to be introducing the new stuff. And then suddenly, as you're ready to, okay, this is done, it's like, oh man, they're going to say whether they
Oh,
like it or not
what
now.
makes it even worse is like on this acoustic project, I'm the one that's playing the guitar on it. I wrote the songs, I'm playing the songs. We're keeping it super bare bones, me and then the guy I'm producing with, John Willis. He and I both play guitar on the stuff. And so if they really don't like those songs, they're not just critiquing my voice or my songwriting, they're also critiquing my guitar playing skills or my producing skills. And that just makes it 10 times worse.
Exactly. How long have you been producing? I wasn't aware you were doing that, but how long have you been involved in that part of it?
So I've always been involved in the producing side of my music pretty much since day one. The first this past album from 2024, Phase Two, that was the first one where I was really involved in everything. I was always at Dan Frizzell's house and we were mixing the songs together and doing it all from scratch. And that was really, really important to me. If I'm gonna be selling these stories to people and on stage telling these stories to people, I need to know what went into the entire creation of them from when it actually happened to me to when it was written to when it was recorded, vocals mixed and put out there.
Right. Yeah. Well, I've listened to you long enough now. I kind of feel like I've been following you, and it's like I'm kind of proud when you do something a little different, a little
Thank you.
better. It's like everything's just getting to be a next level, next level, next level. So
Thank you so
pretty
much. That means a lot.
pretty fun to have a front row seat to that.
Thank you.
The project this is on called the Mount Willis Sessions. Is that John Willis's studio, or what does the Mount Willis refer to?
It is. So he calls his studio in his house Mount Willis. He has one of the steepest driveways I think you can possibly have in the state of Tennessee. And so every time you go over there, especially throughout this cold spell that we've had here where there's ice everywhere, I never drive up his driveway for fear of just completely sliding down. And even walking up his driveway, it gives me chills, getting scared. So I wanted to also kind of have a little nod to John because he's been such a good friend for so many years, whether it was doing demos for us or just helping me. He's played on every single song that I've ever put out. John has been a performer on as one of the studio musicians. So now that I'm 20, he's known me since I was 11 or 12. I get to now record and produce music with him, just the two of us. And I think that's really special. So it's really important to me that Midwest Sunset had that little Mount Willis tag on there. Found You was also recorded there, and you can definitely expect pretty much the entire acoustic EP to have that little tag on it.
Nice. Well, I know that the Found You and this one both have that. It's still all you, but it's got that really unique kind of sound to it. It's all well, like I say, kind of next level for me.
Thank you so much.
I should back up a little bit. You're well known. In addition to your singing career, you're quite an actor, but you've been in that seat before. You know the drill. I love for the audience to get a chance to really know the artists that
Of
stop
course.
by. So, can you take a few minutes and just tell us all about yourself? How you got here and what you're up to now,
Absolutely.
where you're pressing toward. Take your time. Tell us about the whole journey.
So I was born here in Nashville. It's kind of rare to have one of us, but I was born and raised here. I spent a lot of time going between here and Missouri, was where my dad's side of the family is. My parents, they used to own a restaurant here in Nashville called the Nashville Palace. It's right across the street from Opryland. It's still there to this day. There's a picture of me on the wall right by the front door. I think I'm like 4 in a tuxedo for no reason. But that's where I first ever got on stage. I was 4 the first time I got on stage there. 3, actually. I started acting in Nashville when I was 4. And when we started going out to California when I was 5, and I always make the joke, if you name the company or corporation, I probably worked for them in some capacity. Whether it was voiceover or live action for Disney, the same for Nickelodeon, Last Man Standing on Fox with Tim Allen, Ozark on Netflix. I mean, I've been very fortunate. Blackish with Anthony Anderson, just an awesome dude. Uh, I've been very, very fortunate and very blessed to be able to work with some people that I grew up watching, and I guess idolizing is the right term, respecting people that have worked very hard to get where they are, and now all of a sudden I'm this kid and I get to be there. And so music's always been really a big part of my life. When COVID happened, acting stuff really slowed down. I can do voiceover work from home. And so I just took that time. I was like, I'm gonna make use of this time. I'm just gonna write a bunch of songs. And so a lot of the Phase One Discover, that album that I put out, was written, they were COVID songs. Most of them were COVID songs written during COVID over FaceTime, Zoom, as it was for everybody during that time period. And funny enough, one of my closest friends nowadays, David Seeger, is one of my co-writers. He and I had never written in person together for about the first 2.5 years of our friendship. And right when the Bluebird Cafe, the legendary Bluebird here in Nashville, let shows start happening again, he asked me to play the Bluebird for my first time, my first round ever playing there, having never heard me perform live, having never written with me in person. He took a chance on me, and I'll forever be grateful for that because that started now. I've played there 4 times, 3 times with David, once with my friend JP Williams, and so it's kind of been a short, quick little 3 minutes of a 20-year life, but I think I touched on all the keynotes.
Yeah, it's definitely a digest for what you've done. And people can look it up and see. There's a lot more history. If you type this name in, you can find a lot of stuff about Jet.
I'm sure there's articles and websites that have gone into more detail about things that I've done than I even really remember.
Yeah, well, it's like even the people who do promo for you; those people have just books about it. So,
Oh my goodness. I'll ask Taylor, my publicist. She'll remember an interview I did like 5 years ago, and I'm like, yeah, sure, that happened, I guess. Yeah, totally. I said that.
Taylor will keep you on it.
Absolutely.
Well, we're here today to talk about the new release, Midwest Sunset. It's part of the project called Mount Willis Sessions. Why don't you take a minute, just tell us about the song before we play it?
So this one was really special and personal to me. My girlfriend and I, who I've been together with for over a year now, she's from the Midwest, and so having spent a lot of my childhood and still to this day in Missouri, I think that we have the prettiest sunsets in the Midwest, and so I've always had this kind of idea of like being able to write a song about that, but never really knowing how do you can't just write a song about a sunset. It'd be kind of a weird song. So. It wasn't until we started dating and I kind of had that idea. I was like, man, I could tie her into this. So I brought it to one of my best friends in the whole world, Erica Latza. If you look at all the songs that I've put out that I've written, Erica is probably on 50 to 70% of those songs. And so I brought it to her. We started it over Zoom, like any good, right? And we had this idea. We had a really good foundation of it, and then we both had to go do stuff. I'm obviously in college. I had to go to class, and so it wasn't for a couple more weeks that we actually got to finish it in person. And I was really nervous about that because I knew how important this song was to me, and I didn't want it to lose that momentum that we had, and it didn't. It was a song that you can kind of tell as a songwriter when a song's supposed to be written because when it kind of writes itself and it doesn't lose that momentum, it gets stuck in your head. You catch yourself singing it, humming the melody. That's when you know you got something, especially as a songwriter when you write songs, multiple songs a week, when you have that one that sticks out. So when I got to record this song and play it for a lot of people, everybody really loved it, and we kind of knew that this was a song that one I needed to put out, and two sounds really cool when I play it live on tour with the band, but there's just something special and personal about that acoustic feel.
Well, that's fantastic. It's kind of funny to me how Zoom was such a foreign concept when it happened, and now kind of a natural thing. Hey, we can't get together, so let's just fire it up and do a
What would we
little
do
writing.
without it nowadays?
Oh yeah, I mean it's for everything anymore. It's become a Zoom is generic for being on video. This is
You
Zoom
and I
right
never
here.
would have met. Here
Yeah,
we are.
exactly. Well, I'm ready to play that. How about you?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. You're watching Jet Jurgensmeyer's video for Midwest Sunset here on AIM Country Music Television.
Wanna see a Lincoln sunrise, bring out the green in your eyes, from a field that nobody knows. Back road right through a map dyed, hair down, shotgun, jackpot, kind of spark I ain't afraid to hold. When it comes to love, it all comes down to us. Couple of hearts on fire, honey, it's because when I think of you, my mind's running wild. To a tailgate view, the sky is lighting up your smile. Show you what I mean, lay back in the bed, let you shine on me like a Midwest sunset. Hold you till the stars start shining, world falls away and I'm in heaven every time that I'm with you. When it comes to love, it all comes down to us. Couple of hearts on fire, honey, it's because when I think of you, my mind's running wild. To a tailgate view, the sky is lighting up your smile. Show you what I mean, lay back in the bed, let you shine on me like a Midwest sunset. Whoa, you know what I need, and right where I belong. You're everything I see, honey, it's because when I think of you, my mind's running wild. To a tailgate view, the sky is lighting up your smile. Show you what I mean, lay back in the bed, let you shine on me like a Midwest sunset. Whoa, like a Midwest sunset.
Nice work. That's really another great song. I've appreciated the songwriting for a while. That's still very good, but I love how confident and emotive your singing has become. You've really gotten to the point where I think you can really just call yourself a singer, not just a songwriter. You're not a guy coming from TV and movies to this. You're a singer, and I mean, it really comes across in this song. This song is like the pin in the wall to say, okay, here, this is really it. It's good job.
Thank you so much. That really, really means a lot. A lot of my really close friends and family, they'll be like, man, you have a really good voice. And like I said earlier, every musician, really anybody in any career field, you're your own worst critic. So I always critique myself. I'm like, man, I could have done that better. So it really means a lot to hear that. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I think it's hard to hear for yourself anyway. But yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where you've always had a good voice, but But when you become that, where like the emotion of this song, acoustic guitar and that singing, it really comes across. It comes
It
across
comes
well.
with, I think, growing up, and also when a song is so personal to you, you kind of you put that extra subconscious feeling behind it, and I think that really shows, especially when it's a stripped down song where it's just a guitar layered with a vocal. You can't really blend in stakes behind that, and if you really listen to the song, Midwest Sunset's a very dry vocal. It's kind of got that Corey Kent from his Black Bandana album feel because we wanted that to have that just as if I was sitting right in front of you singing the song. You're not going to have a whole bunch of effects and reverb on it.
Yeah, I think it's also helped all the times you've gotten out and like grinding it out in front of a crowd now too. You've got
It's a
just,
muscle. The more you
I mean,
use
it's a
it, the better it
world
is.
of world experience now. This
Yes, sir.
just in the last 3 or 4 years, it's been a lot since COVID was over. You've been able to get out and be in front of crowds again.
Totally.
So you're doing all this around college, and that was one of the things that came up when we were scheduling this. So what is your major? What are you interested in? I mean, it's hard for me to believe it won't just be music, but what are you studying?
So I'm a pre-law student. I'm studying legal studies. My minor is music business. Uh, and it keeps me busy, but also it keeps me out of trouble. You know me, I have a very good work ethic. I've always been stay busy. I kind of do better when I'm busy. I get antsy if I don't have something to do. And so or I feel unaccomplished, feel like I should be doing something when I actually do have a break, and then it's all just weird. So when you're studying what I am, it keeps you busy, keeps you out of trouble. I enjoy it. I've been able to find my good group of friends that are kind of in my same career and same interests, and we all study together. And it today we scheduled this interview around 4 classes. So I have 3 classes after we wrap up.
It's a difficult path. Congratulations on maintaining it.
Thank you. It's
Well done, sir.
when we do this in like another like 6 to 8 months, I'll give you an update. Who knows? I might be like an English major. I might be like, nope, that law stuff was too difficult. We'll see.
I think you'll do it. I think this is something where it applies. This is something that's not like a fallback.
It
This is
definitely
something
does
that
apply.
you'll use the rest of your life in just your business.
100%. I always thought that I want to go into a business meeting and people feel like they can talk to me about what I'm signing and not feel like I have to go through a middleman.
Yeah. What does that mean?
Yeah, exactly. I didn't want to have to sit there and be like, hey,
Well, this is good. Before I turn you loose, tell us where the audience can find you online, on stage, and where we can buy or listen to all this music.
so I keep it real simple for everybody. It is my name, Jet Jurgensmeyer, Jet with one T like a plane. Have fun with trying to spell Jurgensmeyer. But that is on everything from X to TikTok while it's still around to my website, jetjurgensmeyer.com. Every place that you can buy or listen to music, Spotify, Apple, Amazon, Pandora. It's all Jet Jurgensmeyer. You can check out where we're going to be performing on our tour this year on my website. There's a little drop down with a little tour section. You can go see where we'll be playing. We'll actually be playing in Kansas City here pretty soon. We got rehearsals this weekend for that show. And so we're staying pretty busy. So if you guys want to come check it out, go check out the website. And then I'm always posting on social media about where we're going to be playing.
Jet is easy to find. Well, thank you so much for coming on, Jet. I've really enjoyed catching up with you again.
Thank you so much for having me. Let's do it again.
We will. We will. It's really in your court. I'm willing to get you on here anytime you'd like to be.
Awesome. I love coming on here and talking with you, Mark.
Great. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Jet Jurgensmeyer. So, what do you think? Is Midwest Sunset going to be your new favorite song? This has been Mark Gilliott for AIM Country Music Television. Thank you for watching.